All right, hello. Hiya. I just cried when I was pooping on the toilet. So, it's been a morning. What do you call it? I was looking at memes, as you do. Just goofing, just laughing. And they hit me with that goddamn scene in How to Train Your Dragon 2, where his big, like, fucking macho man dad sees his wife for the first time, which already has a lot of weird moral things tied to it. But regardless, he is still hopelessly in love, and with her is the day that he sees, I can't handle it. Anyway, my dumbass is sitting there like, I feel like an idiot right now. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Try Not to Grin. I am here, and happily you are here as well. Today, we were jumping back into our memes tab and laughing at some things because you guys were yelling at me when we were streaming to go and check it out because you guys have spammed a bunch there. So I cannot wait to see what you all have thrown in this battle arena of humor and all that, where I am just Caesar doing fuck all, basically. Well, it's quite hard to edit, but anyways, also, beard's looking a little all over the place. It's one of those days, all right? I just cried on the toilet. Don't look at me, okay? I'm not the cream of the crop. Good old Oblivion. What?
Farewell, citizen.
All right, what was he approached him, was his back? No, oh, he was in... He was in the rocks. Guys, this game, this Oblivion was the, like, peak. I don't want to play a video game, but I'm going to jump into it and just see what I can get into. It was like the mischievous game, at least for me. Like, yeah, you do the Dark Brotherhood and you love it and all that stuff. But it was like going back and using like the various glitches to like make yourself overpowered, to like spawn 1,000 of a resource, or just to like, what do you call it, like run up to someone, touch them in the chest, and then they would just fucking T-pose and like lock up and fall to the ground. See, man, as much as that shit is goofy as hell, I feel like that shit is missing from so many games. Is I would rather have options and then be clunky than for me have to have like 4 spells that are just the most uninspired thing on the planet. Like that's the epitome of what Skyrim was. Whereas Skyrim no longer, you couldn't do like, fucking Oblivion was madness, man, for back in the day. And that's kind of the thing where like, as much as people shit on like Oblivion and whatnot for being buggy, if you think about the depth and the brevity and like the amount of like housing and shit and like the amount of like chances that they were willing to take, and yes, maybe sometimes things get a little clunky and messy, but you still have a vast variety of options. I would rather just forget about the flaws and find ways to embrace them if it meant there were more ways to embrace them or more ways to embrace in general. But yeah, man, like just thinking about the magic system in Oblivion, where you could it was like there was touch and there was cast, and the way they kind of scaled those things up, and then there was like regen, so you could like be a wizard and actually be viable, and there wasn't this weird like balancing nonsense that was present in Skyrim, where like magic was strong as fuck at the beginning and then just got incredibly weak. And yeah, anyways. Love Oblivion. Oblivion's that good shit, although it did take a long time to level up things. What is this? Oh my god, I love you. You just stab me all you want. Airbud, The Reckoning. I love it. I will say, I love this boy in the back here. I'm not sure you guys can see my cursor, but this boy in the back reminds me of my dog Broody, except he has a lot more brown and gray pigment. Guys, I fucking love big dogs. These last couple years, my parents have got really on the small, like, biggest we can do is Boxer, which is about, like, knee height kind of vibe. But, man, we used to have fucking big-ass dogs our whole life, at least when we were kids. So, like, I just love, like, it's just like an overgrown bear hugging you, and you just got that much more to love. Then no, that doesn't apply to people. Okay, be healthy, alright? But if you want to get, like, a nice poofy sweater, it was weird, soft as shit, sure. It's not like flesh, okay? Gelatinous flesh is not the same thing. Oh my god, look at Fluff with these fucking plays. This is big as shit. I do have to reformat it and readjust it, but that's why I'm ramping it, right? Boom, it's perfect. But yeah, now I can read it though. Oh, they're putting fiber into my neighborhood finally. Thank God. That's cool and everything. But all of these services are shitty in some ways. Don't expect a miracle. I have Comcast. I didn't know. You seem so healthy. How long have you had it? 11 years. It started at Comcast, but I progressed to Xfinity. Oh Lord. Oh, I've got kids in that house. Oh, you've got kids in that house. Guys, the craziest thing is we're on a place that should not have good internet, but does. You know when you're thinking of like a dream house and you're like, wouldn't it be like, I don't know, I feel like the introvert's dream house is like away from people, like an acreage out in the middle of nowhere where there's woods around you and you just feel at peace and shit. But then you're like, but what are the fucking odds I'm gonna get internet? Yeah. Yeah, like good internet. Good internet in a secluded place, massive. Fucking like the best gift you could ever receive. Well, there's no music happening because this is almost certainly copyright. But that's lovely. I can keep all that in. Actually, I'm pretty sure you'll hear it in the microphone, so lost good, but love seals are so fucking cool, but they also are an animal, and if you were starving, you would eat them because they're fucking here to die. Yeah, sorry, there was a whole bit of business that happened. I don't know, people always like give Canada shit for like people clubbing seals, and I'm always like, yes, but at the time, I think it was somewhat valid to where like he was starving, and then people were like, yeah, but you could fucking ship food there. You could just ship food in the fucking middle of the icy cold Antarctica, you stupid. You don't have to kill them. I'm like, you realize how cute a cow is? Are you fucking shitting me? You know how fucking adorable a cow is? They're the most wonderful creature ever, and your ass is stuffing them in your fucking mouth. Let's not get the morality game here, fans. Also, they're fucking human children making your fucking shit. So you can relax, okay? All of us are going to hell, okay? By association, okay? So we do our best with our tribe and our people around us, but Christ alive. Okay, people out here being like, how could you? And I'm like, you fucking little rat. You have absolutely participated in shitty behavior. Alright, especially when it comes to the suffering of animals. Anyway, dogs are great. Anyway, what baby boomers, also I love seals. I'm just saying, if you were starving, you fucking kill a seal. Alright? This is too much. We went too into the deep end. What baby boomers wanted the future to be. Jetsons. What millennials wanted well, there it is again. There it is, hitting us. Good old depression, suicide. I mean, honestly, to be honest, I prefer Fry's future. There are fucking AI robots that can be your friend, that will hate you, probably, but, you know, at least they're actually, honestly, a lot of things in Futurama seem like legit. Like, hey, we made AI. They have the ability to tell you you're a rat fuck. And I'm like, alright. They, however, for some reason, don't mass genocide all of you. Cool. Sweet. Awesome. Also, the mode of transportation is both the most cool thing and the most horrific thing possible. Because one of the things they never really did justice in the whole like Futurama thing is what happens when those tubes break or like they get like plugged up, and it's just like a pileup basically, except you just be with so much ass and it would be like a gross ass fucking person you find on the subway situation, which is not a good time. Okay, bad time. In the year 2006, hey, I'm you from the future. I have something very important to you need to hear. Not every piece of media is made for you. Instead of publicly complaining about a movie, TV show, or a band you don't like, try thinking, this is not for me, and moving on. Okay, but why come back and tell me this now? You're about to join this thing called Twitter. Boom. Get wrecked, Twitter. I love that it's like whenever I see a portal, my brain immediately goes to the video game Portal, and I think, where's Orange? Where is Orange? Is it the other side? Probably the other side. Regardless, but apparently you need moon dust to make the weird... Anyways. What was the stand-up thing I seen recently? Oh, Bo Burnham. Bo Burnham was like, maybe it's a great idea if we don't share every single thought we ever have at all possible moments, especially when we're developing as teenagers and whatnot, and even adults. What about that? With that being said, though, like, because I was reading this and I was like, this may be coming from me. This may be coming from me because to me, but this is a reaction video. So like, if I was just like, you know, guys, I'm not gonna express how I feel because, you know, I just, yeah. Say, what? No, this is the place where I've made a point to make a stupid reaction, even though I fully accept my opinion is meaningless and is no value. And I am just like, why? This whole series, a lot of it is me like, what are we doing? I just know it brings me happiness, so I do it. And I don't think it's that self-destructive. So, anywho, yeah, no, I agree. I think it's the whole sentiment of people, like, again, well, people shit on Twitter, but it's kind of everything. But my whole thing is that, like, is box number 3. Box number 3 to me hits it, which is I just dislike that people. I don't mind that people share things, because yes, I want to hear your opinion. I want to hear what you think about things. Of course, I just hate when there is a mass incentive to only talk about the shitty, not good things. And when's the last time you got mad at someone on Twitter being like, I really like fucking the Office or whatever. I really like the new season of Rick and Morty. I really like this new show on Netflix. I think it's fun. I like it because it surprised me, or it was interesting, or I like this anime because I think the main character looks dope as shit. I wish his personality is better, but he's dope as shit. You know, you can still have like what do you call it, a negative in there, but it's just when it's all it's like, it's a piece of shit, it sucks ass, and it's just like, oh wait, this is all adding to my mental weight essentially, and it's dragging me down whether I know it or not. Anywho, I feel like that's the thing with social media. It's like, it's not like a big boom, because a lot of us, if we see something horrible on like Twitter or like whatever, Instagram, we're like, fuck that, and you downvote it because you don't want to see a dog get kicked or something, or a person was like most likely die, so you're like, no thanks. And then you don't see it anymore. But then there's like these tiny little pecks, little tiny pecks, which you don't really think have any effects, but when you've seen thousands of them throughout the week, those little pecks add up to being a pretty big thump every now and again, and it can really start to take down your mental space, I think, at least. I'm so sleepy everywhere, always, except at bed. I agree. I don't mind the feeling of sleepiness. I just don't like the other result. So I don't mind being kind of like, I just don't like my mind being that way. Like, I want my mind to be like, yes, 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 we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this. Like, if I just felt sleepy, but was like super fucking sharp and on it, then I would be good. Although maybe that's the whole debate, that sleepy is no. But anyway, sleepy is not that, Grin. And I'm like, well, then I disagree. I don't know. I ordered this when I was drunk because I thought it was a giant ice cream sandwich. Beds should look like beds. It looks kind of like a bed. Is that a blow-up mattress, man? Man, you guys know, you know what people think about when they're, like, you know, the classic old adage of like, if I won the lottery, I would do X. And everyone's got these very cool thoughts and like things they've been thinking about. For me, I thought I would get, my first thing is I would budget out only like giving myself an allowance, basically. So I would like be like, what's a really good paying job? A doctor? Okay, whatever they make, that's the maximum amount I'm able to spend, with exception to maybe a house. But even then, I would still just wait a couple years to do that, even if I won like $10 million, right? Just because I don't want to go insane. I feel like money is a very corruptive force, and it's good to like give yourself boundaries. Anywho, but the reason why I'm talking about this is because I've seen that when I think of like, if I win the lottery, which is if I have even remotely okay money, which is to say just minimum money, like you have a decent job kind of vibe, I would love a mattress, which, what do you call it? There's like a mattress which has like a row in one of the sections, and you can flip on a switch and it will cool down the mattress. So for me, a person who is always roasting all the time, always warm, I would literally be able to sleep cold. With that being said, though, I could also just get a house and turn on the thermostat and make it so that it's cold in there. But mattress would be cool too. You know, I would probably not necessary, but cool. Anyways, yeah. Let me ask you guys that question. What would you do with $1 million? To me, I've ruined the joke. I've ruined the question always by being like, well, money corrupts, or like excessive income. I don't think it's money. I think it's I think it's spending money. I think because if you can buy everything and things are meaningless, then yeah, things will inevitably become meaningless because everything you can buy, there's no point, there's no reason, there's no delay, there's nothing. So I think if you just give yourself a boundary of like, okay, wait, we just can't spend the abundance of money we have, I think that's better. Because then you see all these fucking like streamers who are making like a bazillion dollars, spending it on Ferraris, and they still fucking have clinical depression and they're horrific. In every other regard, like their self-image and everything is all fucked too. The funniest thing to do as an older sibling is to add an S onto shit your younger siblings plays. Oh, you're playing Pokemons? You're boosting up Fortnites? And on the Switches, or on the Switch, sorry, you're playing Skyrims because it's the closest thing humans have to a rage spell. Laugh my ass off. Really? I would not care, man. This just could be me, where I'm like, even as a kid, I'm like, yeah. And maybe it's just because most of my people in my environment never got the whole video game thing to begin with. So the fact that they would even remember Sky and then whatever else, it was a huge bump from my like, oh, you're playing that thing, right? You having fun? Good. Okay. I'm like, take that. Love you to bits. OP, you are missing the power of A's in the Pokemon man game. Yeah, or Fortnite. Yeah. Hell, I just say the Costco, and everyone around me loses their shit. Oh, Costco, so it's a Costco. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's no T in there. This is dyslexia at its finest, where my brain is just like, I know what I'm trying to say. I'll just say that instead, and I'll be like, I hope I made sense. But no, the whole point of the joke is reading the fucking unreal. And everyone loses their mind. Yeah, guys, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just in a real vibey mood right now, but I'm just kind of like, I don't know, man. I feel like, I don't know. There's much more things people could be cruel at, you know, them being off a little bit. I don't know. Maybe just because, you know, in Canada, you got a lot of friends who are like Guatemalan, fucking Irish, fucking everything in between. So everyone's accents are all fucked. So you get some sort of weird, like, you speak in whatever way you speak, but you take everything from every other culture. You just use it, and yeah, and then you have a weird sense, and then everything's a little off. So you're like, whatever. Or at least that's where my like town and schooling situation was. But yeah, it's okay if all you did today was survive. I agree. At the same time, though, I'm reading the book right now, and it talks about how you should not perform, or not perform. You should not, like, if you're training for a sport specifically in the book, you should not rehearse or like practice failure. So if you're shooting a basketball, let's say that you're shooting a basketball, and you fail, and your training session is just worse. I'm pretty sure you guys have had that where like you play a video game, you do whatever, you do anything, you try to learn a skill, and in your pursuit to learn the skill, you're having like a real bad execution day. You're not getting any of it. It's rough out here. Instead of like keeping trying to shoot the basketball just to try to, like, you know, because I said I would train today, the book argues no, you should walk away, come back again. You're still gonna train, but you're like, you know, you're not taking days off. You'll just make sure you try to make up for it, or you'll go a couple more hours. But the point is, you should always train when you are having a good practice, or when you're performing well, perform a lot. Is basically what the whole adage is. But with things like, you know, surviving a single day, in terms of which I'm assuming this is referring to depression to some extent, I believe it's probably beneficial to leverage other levers, such as like potential therapy, chemical intervention if it becomes too much. Ideally, you wouldn't start there first. You'd probably start with, you know, physical exercise, but also everyone's experience is different. One of the things that's like incredibly crucial, I think, just taking away the intenseness of surviving in the thing, but it's okay that today wasn't a good day. It's okay that you didn't really kill it. It's okay that you know, it's not perfect. You know, it's okay. That's fine. You're going to have days which are just kind of okay, and the more you can kind of cope with those days and realize that that's fine, then you're good. I think the problem is that some people get devoured by the idea that, like, well, I'm incapable of a good day. You know, I'm incapable of this stuff, so it's always going to be a bad day, so I better just accept this is my new normal. I think that's destructive. I think you need to simultaneously realize that everyone has an off day, but know that you could have the capacity to have a fantastic day, to have a really well managed day, all of these things. So I feel like I'm kind of infected by the book that I'm rereading, but it's a lot of it has to do with like the self-image and how horrible and how important your self-image is to how you kind of regulate your whole body and your whole mind. So if you think you are going to fail, you will almost certainly fail. If you think you are not going to get out of the situation, then you are probably not going to get out of the situation. You will self-sabotage. It's like a lot of times people talk about within relationships, but this happens with everybody for every kind of thing. But in relationships, people will be like, hey, this is my most long-running relationship I've ever had. It's lasted 2 months. And then they're like, better fuck it up. And then they self-sabotage. Well, everybody does that if your self-image is out of whack with what you currently are doing, which is all the more reason to why you should work on making your self-image something that you want to be and striving for and etc. We always end these on a little bit too much intensity, but hey, here's a staple with a Spartan with a weird mask. I hate it. It looks like a discount fucking... Is that what the meme is? It looks like a discount Master Chief. I hate it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Today was a little unhinged. We're going to make one more part of this, and then I'm going to make a video on Fire Force. I'm not sure which video is going to come out first, but then tomorrow, we're wishing for you, Emiya. So I'm also kind of just fucking juiced. Anywho, thank you. Also, if you managed to like or do anything, or if you managed to find the weird fucking animated things somewhere on screen, which I wish I could make smaller, because my editing software only lets me go so small. But if you found it, then hey... I don't know. You can do whatever you want. You know at this point. But maybe it's a reminder. But I don't fucking want to yell at you. Anyways, thank you so much. And goodbye. Also, thank you if you support the channel. Bye.